This week I'm going to share with you chapter on performance management and appraisal. Yeah, it has been for some times that employees are in the organization. So maybe 6 months, maybe 1 year, maybe already past 1 year, already the third year, and so on. So basically, the organization need to appraise, need to measure the performance of the employees. So this chapter is about that. This chapter is about performance management and appraisal. It is a related combination between performance and appraisal. Usually we appraise first and then we evaluate the management of the performance. But in this chapter, what we do, I will share with you all first how actually an employee is going to be appraised for the purpose of managing their performance, managing the employee's performance. So once the employees manage performance is manageable, it is easier for them to, to go for good career development. Basically, I'm saying that performance management and appraisal is necessary for employees to go for their career progression. So next week, next 2 weeks, my sharing is on the managing career. So tonight is on the performance management and appraisal. Basically, we want to learn why is it important to measure the performance of the employees, and what are some of the tools used by a company or organization to measure, to appraise the employees. So these are the gist of this chapter. Actually, what are the process involved in performance appraisal? I would like to bring your attention to the one that I put in red color down there. Effective appraisal actually begin before the actual appraisal, with the manager defining the employee's job and performance criteria. The basic ideas of this statement is that every individual, every employee need to understand, need to understand their job description very much. We all should have our job description, because we are hired to do what actually described of us to do. So that's why during the job analysis, if you remember in the previous chapters, when we want to recruit new employees, we need to know what actually tasks should be given to them. These tasks actually transferable into the performance that we expected from employees, and we measure them based on that task, transform into job description. So it is a must, it is a must that when we want to evaluate the performance of our employees need to know what are their tasks. These tasks actually encrypted in their job description. So this is what the defining the job mean, in which we make sure that the subordinate agree on his or her duties and job standard and on the present method you will use. I don't know about other organization in UMS. For the administrative staff, we have this what we call my portfolio. I think for government side we have this my portfolio, in which in the my portfolio there are everything that each employee need to know in order for them to work in any especially public department. We have this my portfolio, and our ELNPT, for example, ELNPT, the SKT one, last time we call it SKT. It is actually some sort of my portfolio as well, because in the my portfolio, everything about the task, the responsibility about of a particular employee is stated there. So basically, when we measure our employees, this is one of the form, especially for the public department, public government, public sector, sorry. They should have this what we call my portfolio. I don't know about other organization, but what I know that most of the public entities, public department sector, they use my portfolio nowadays. So there are three steps, the three process involved when we appraise, when we do appraisal. The first one is setting. Setting here means we expect every employee to do a particular task, responsible for a particular job, a particular task, and we actually measure them based on that setting, and then we assess them after we set the task, the job description, then we assess their performance based on the standard we attach to the task given. And the third process of performance appraisal is, of course, to get feedback, to get feedback from employees. As I said earlier, performance appraisal not only to promote, promote particular individual or employees, but also to find out what actually cause some employees cannot be promoted. There is a learning phase occurs during the performance appraisal for the benefit of the organization actually. So that's why when we have this performance management on the perspective of the employer, on the perspective of employers, the organization should learn what actually causing negative or negative performance or static performance of the employees that bar them, limit their ability to be promoted actually. There is a learning period. In the perspective of the employee, of course, when they are evaluated, they should know what actually they underperform, so that in the future they may, enhance their motivation, accomplish what should they accomplish, referring based on the job description, So in overall, the ideas of performance appraisal is, of course, involves three phases, setting the working standard, second, assess the performance based on the standard, and finally doing the feedback. So these are the three important process of performance appraisal. We should know that this is the ideas of doing appraisal. So for those of you who are working or holding the position as managers or higher level officers, these are the three steps actually why we have performance appraisal.